Hey everyone, it's been a little while since I've done an update on what I'm keeping on my aquarium rack in all of these 20-gallon long aquariums, so I figured I'd give you guys a little update to show you guys what I'm currently keeping and the status of all the different little breeding projects I have going on. So without further ado, let's start in the top left tank. This one's been a bit of a frustration for me. This is my albino L333 King Tiger Pleco group. I've been keeping these for probably close to 2 years now. I started with some grow outs. I grew them out. All of them look like males, so I sold off the most obvious males, and then I got a few more grow outs, and those ended up looking like males too. And then I think I got a third round of grow outs too, and I still don't have any clear-cut females. I have some that still have some female potential, I think, but I've seen zero breeding activity from this entire tank, and it's been 2 years now, so at this point I'm probably going to look to just invest the money on a proven female. I don't like buying full-grown adults. I like buying sub-adults and letting them grow into adulthood because I know that they're young and that they're not completely bred out, but I just have had no luck in this this species. I bred normal L333 before, but the albinos have just eluded me. To this point, I have not been able to breed them. So that group of albino L333s, there's 5 of them in there. Moving on to this tank right here, I have 6 L236 super white plecos. These have been giving me a little bit similar troubles. I've bought from a couple different people hoping to get some. I bought some that specifically looked like they were going to grow into females, and they're looking a little bit more like males, so I haven't had a clear-cut female in this tank either out of these 6 specimens, and I've had 0 breeding activity too. They all have some good size to them though, so I'm hoping I might do another round soon of selling off 1 or 2 very clear-cut males, and maybe I'll just go with a proven female or 2 as well and just kind of bite the bullet on it. But yeah, I haven't had any luck getting these guys to go either, which is a shame because these are some of the ones I was really excited about. I get really excited about the ones where kind of like L136, where you don't know what you're really going to get with the fry. You'll get different grades of fry. Some of the fry might look immaculate, some might be lower grade, but it's all kind of a surprise each time, and that kind of excites me, you know, as opposed to zebra plecos, where you know what you're getting every time you're getting the zebra stripes pretty much, unless you get super lucky and you get something like a thin line specimen. But anyways, moving on to the next tank to the right, this is my original zebra pleco group. I got the first 2 in this tank. Somebody thought they were both males. It ended up being a male and a female. And then I got a third one, which is a toss-up to me. I don't know if it's a male or a female, but I'm pretty sure it's a subdominant female who just hasn't had a chance to spawn yet. But there's 3 in this tank. This was my original spawning group, but they haven't spawned for me since April, and that's partially my fault because I mixed up the fish in this tank, and I think I kind of threw off their hierarchy a bit, so they're still trying to get back in their groove. But that's my original zebra group. Moving down now, this is my second zebra group, the second group I ever got. Again, they hadn't spawned since April because I had mixed up the groups, I think, a bit, but they just recently, in the past few weeks, had another spawn, finally, again. They had 10 fry. This tank, I'm pretty sure, has 2 males and 2 females. I'm almost positive of that. I know the 2 males are males, and I'm 99% sure the 2 females are 2 females. So this group is staying this way. I'm not changing anybody in this group. That abnormal pattern one right there, that was a female that got really dinged up, and her stripes didn't grow back perfectly. I kind of hope they stay that way, but I doubt they will. And then I just have their fry sitting in here right now too. They had 10 fry from that last spawn. So I'm hoping they'll be back in their groove now that we're kind of in their spawning season, and hopefully get back to monthly spawns if possible. Moving over to this middle tank, this was kind of a little bit of an empty storage tank for me. I would use this tank to just throw my Hype and Sisters fry in. You can see there's a ton of purple Moscow guppies in here right now. Not the best strain in the world, and by the time I upload this video, all of these guppies will likely be gone because I'm kind of just done with the guppies. It looks a little clean in here right now, but that's because I just vacuumed it. These guppies are a mess, and I don't even really sell them for anything, so I think I'm just going to do away with the guppies. This is one 1-inch zebra pleco fry that I'm sitting on right now. He has a little bit of a snub nose, so that's why I haven't been able to sell him, but I'll probably sell him at a discounted price if somebody wants him for like 50 or 80 bucks or something like that. Definitely not the full 100 to 150 that they go for. But that tank will lose its guppies soon. This tank right here is an L173 group, supposedly true L173s. They came from Hazel Aquatics. He got them from somebody else that he trusts a lot. I have 6 of them in here. They're still a bit on the smaller side. They're not 3 inches quite yet, and I know these can get up to like something like 4.5 or maybe even 5 inches, so I don't think these are anywhere near breeding ready yet. There's one that I know is a male because it's growing a lot faster than the others, and I can already start to see some spikes, but the other 5, I'm just really not sure on what they'll end up being. Their patterns aren't all that true L173 looking pattern, but a few of them do have the lines that you like to see. And I do trust Hazel, and I trust where he gets his fish from, so I'm pretty confident that they're L173s and not L173Bs or L333s or anything else like that. But that's what I'm keeping in that tank. Moving on to the next one. This is my 4th L046 Zebra Pleco group. I skipped over 3. You'll see 3 in a second, but this is the 4th group I've gotten. These are real small. These are just over 2 inches, so they still probably have a good year before they'll start spawning for me, but yeah, I'm just sitting on those and kind of waiting. There's 3 in there. This tank right here actually had my bristlenose pleco grow outs, but I sold my my longfin green dragon breeders. I've sold most of the fry. I have a couple of straggler fry in here, albinos and longfin green dragons, but I'm going to sell those soon, or I might even just give them away to one of my local customers. And then I'm going to make this another zebra pleco tank. And then moving on to the last tank, this is my 3rd acquired zebra pleco group. I'm pretty sure these guys are just about ready to spawn. There's some that have been taking over certain caves, and some have been sitting directly outside of those caves. They're just about, I'd guess, at like 2.75 inches. So I think they're getting very, very close. I'm hoping that any day they'll surprise me and at least start trying to trap. But this is the 3rd group I acquired. I acquired them just before I got those smaller ones that you saw earlier. And there are 4 in that tank. So let me take a step back here and kind of explain what I have planned for the future of this fish rack. So like I said, the guppies are gone. They're just pooping, eating, breeding machines, and there's not enough of a local market around me for them, so I'm not really moving any of them. So I'm just kind of done with them. I kept them in there for a little bit because it was fish for people to look at when they were over. A lot of times people that weren't very fish savvy or didn't know about plecos too much would look at the pleco tanks and ask if, 1, the fish are dead, or 2, if there's even any fish in there to begin with, because they're always hiding in the caves. So the guppies were a nice little thing to prove that I have some living fish in the tanks, but beyond that, they don't really serve a purpose to me anymore. So I'm kind of just I'm gonna probably sell them just to somebody locally who wants to take over that strain. The bristlenose are done too. I'm going to get rid of those fry in that bottom tank, and then I'm not doing any more bristlenose, actually, not for the foreseeable future. I'm going strictly hypencistrus. Bristlenose, they just throw too many fry for me right now. I don't have the setup and the filtration to deal with, a bristlenose pair that's dropping 50 to 100 fry every month on a monthly basis. And like I've said in prior videos, I'd rather deal with a spawn of 10 zebra plecos where each fry is worth $100 as opposed to a spawn of 100 bristlenose where each fry is only worth, $5, $10. It's just a numbers game. I'd rather deal with the lower quantity of higher value fish as opposed to the higher quantity of lower value fish, because the higher quantity of fish requires more food, more filtration, more cleaning, more maintenance. So that's why I'm doing away with bristlenose and going strictly hypencistrus for now. So that's what I'm thinking for that. The tank that has the bristlenose on the bottom row, I'm actually going to move the zebra plecos, the first group on the very top row. They're going to get moved down to that bottom row, because that tank that they're in now on the top row has a temperature controller. All the tanks on the top row have a temperature controller, one of those little Wi-Fi, I think it's Inkbird is the brand, and it protects the tank. In the event that the heater malfunctions, it'll shut it down, and the fish won't get fried or anything like that. So those tanks are more protected than the rest. The middle row right tank, the second group of zebra plecos, they also have a temperature controller on their tank because it had something else in that tank before. But so the top row and that middle right tank, those 4 tanks have temperature controllers. So I'm trying to keep higher value fish in those aquariums. And as it would turn out, just like Pleco Ceramics says in his videos, the zebra pleco has kind of become the common pleco in my setup, whereas I have a bunch of tanks of them now and I'm breeding them successfully. They're more common to me. The value is lower compared to my L236 super whites, my L173s, and some other things I'm planning to get in the near future, so I need the higher value stuff in the tanks that has the temperature controllers. Could I move the temperature controller? Sure, but I want the zebra plecos on the bottom row anyway, because I want the higher value stuff on the top row where I can see a little better. So once I move that top right tank of zebra plecos to the bottom middle tank, what I'm going to put in that top right tank is hopefully some L136Cs. I'm looking at some really nice ones out there. I'm kind of shopping around right now. They're not cheap by any means. You're looking at $400 to $600 per, 1.5 to 2 inch specimen, but with L136Cs, it's really about the quality of the spots more than anything, so I'm going to be kind of picky about that and only pick ones that look, miraculous, because I want to start off with a really good bloodline, and maybe a few different bloodlines, but just very high quality L136Cs. So that's what's going to go in the top right tank. Still working through that. I need my zebra plecos to start spawning more so that they can make me some money so I can afford those L136Cs, because they are not cheap, but that's what's going to go in that tank. And then once the guppies are out of that middle tank, that tank will be kind of freed up too. I know I said I'm growing out hype and citrus fry in there, but I think I can just grow out the hype and citrus fry in whatever tank they're born in. I'll just keep them in a floating breeder box until I'm ready to sell them. I might just need to upgrade to some higher quality breeding boxes and use an airline that goes to the breeding box to move the water, because right now I just use those floating kind of guppy ones that you see a lot. They have the little dividers for guppies. I just pull those dividers out, but those are the breeding boxes I use now. So if I just grow out the fry in each tank that they're born in, that frees up that middle tank. I could keep some zebra plecos in there too. So that would make 5 zebra pleco tanks, 1 albino L333 tank, 1 L173 tank, 1 L236 super white tank, and 1 L136 C tank. So that's what I'm planning for. In the next few months, I'm hoping I can line things up, sell the fish I need to sell, get the money I need to invest in those other areas that I'm interested in. And that's hopefully what you're going to see in the next update video that I post for you guys. But I know I just threw a ton of information out at you guys, so let me know what you guys think, what you guys are currently keeping and breeding. If there's something on my list that I just said that maybe you are looking to move and sell, feel free to reach out to me. I might be interested in buying it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I plan to bring you guys some more updates like this, maybe, 2 or 3 times a year if enough stuff changes. I felt enough stuff had changed this time from my last update video. So I figured I'd make one. But if you guys are into this type of thing, hit that like button and that subscribe button down below. And as always, thank you for watching.